Okay, good morning. This is your buddy Jim from Saw Logs Plastic Hubs. And it's Wednesday again, so it's slop in the shop time. We're out here feeding them little pigs again. Well, we're getting them fattened up. It's getting cold weather here in North Carolina. It's about time to peck one in the head. You know, peck it in the head. We're going to put some ham in the smokehouse, make some sausage and bacon, you know. But since we've been feeding these things all year, so we may have to get us a few little ones to start over. So this week I've got a little bit, it's a kind of the typical mixture of slop. It's going to have probably this, I'm thinking about it may be a road trip to the barber shop in it. You notice I got my hair cut since the last time we visited. Some more work on the tire stand, maybe some basically Durling bushings and all. And a little car repair I needed to make for myself I've been putting off. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoy this week's mixture of the feeding of the internet piggies. So after you get done watching this video, well, before you get started good, get your cold drink, get your the crowd around the TV set and or the computer or wherever, the widescreen. If you're sitting in your living room, prop your feet up. Just sit back and enjoy. And hope you enjoy the pigs being fed this week. We'll come back and say bye. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. Folks, here I go again. I was going through my material stash and trying to decide how to make the bushings to go into my stand. And what I've ended up deciding to do is I'm going to use a square block and make these. The main reason is I don't have a piece of material big enough. I will make the whole bushing out of derrick. So if you will be patient, hang with me, we're going to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is start the mill up, and I'm going to touch off the corners and find center. And then we're going to drill a center hole in this. We're going to drill these 3/4, so we're going to use expanding arbor on the lathe to turn these. Is what the plan is. I've already found the center, picked it up, and I've done a center drill. And I'm just going to go in here at fairly quick speed. This is Durling, so you know it's just going to drill. The problem we're going to have is to break through this, well, now we'll have to set up on the mill, on the lathe, and turn this. And I'm going to stop and take some chips off, but you get the idea. I'm going to get this hole through here and I'll bring you back. Okay, that's hole number 1. And what I did is I've lined this up. These blocks are supposed to be the same, have the same square stock. So what we're going to do here is I made a stop. I just got to drill this one, and once I drill this one, I'll have my material ready. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to start making around in the square. This needs to be a tick over 2 inches, 2 inches 120, I think is what we need. I'll go back and double check, but see my setup, got dry plate and dogs in, and we just basically got I'm going to go back. Something I find that works better for plastic is use the same type of insert that you use on aluminum. So it tends to work better. So let me get jacked that deal. Got out of work. Let's cut. And we'll just let her sing right over it. And you'll see that I'm making so I've got this set up for cutting on I basically got it set up on expanded mandrel. And we're just turning it down. We'll just take light cuts just like that. I don't know how much I can drive on it, so I just took the first one to experiment. We'll cut her down, make her about round, and then we'll go from there. So I'll bring you back when I get her down round. I'll just show you the setup. I'm about 100 off, and I'm wanting to try to leave me, you know, make a finishing pass. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm good. I could go a little bit more and be all right. Because what I'm gonna try to do is leave me a little finish pass and then cut this to size. So let me re-mic this again. Okay, sure I'm right on it. Yep, because see right now I'm about one, so I went a little more, so I'm about 74 thousandths, so I went about 25 more. It should be about 50, so let me take another cut. Because I'm going to try to leave me this a little for a finisher. So this should get me down to about the 150 range or so is what I'm looking for. It's about 175. That'd be good. We'll take another pass. Don't want to take too much. And then I'll take one more pass after this. Now this piece of material's got holes in it. And I noted when I got it out, but obviously this is out of my junk pile, so the holes are not going to affect anything because I don't know if they go all the way through or how deep they go or what. We'll find out when we get to boring it. We got a lot more machining to do than this, but what I'm doing is going ahead and turning it to size so it will fit in the tube, and then we'll machine everything else from that. I'll face the ends and whatnot all at one time. I'm gonna go ahead and bore these and press them because my lathe, because the tube's not round enough to use steady rest on. So that's why we're not going to do it that way. This is the last pass. I'm going to take a cut, back it up, mic and see. I'm looking for 2 inches, 120 thousandths, and for this to fit in that tube. So that's exactly it right there. So now we'll just make that cut. We'll have this one complete. That's what the tube, I'm going for the exact size of the tube. There's a little bit of a welded seam in it. This Darling will give some when it pushes in. We'll probably push it all in hydraulic press anyway once we get to that point. So that's what, so as I was saying earlier, the steps for this is simple. All I'm doing today on this particular operation is getting these to size. Once I get both blocks to size OD wise, then I'll go back and put the 3-jaw on, face the ends off, and bore them to size. I'll bore the shaft a couple thousandths clearance on it, so when they press in. So hopefully this will be what we want. Double check the mic size. Make sure I read the mics right. That says about 22 right there. 21, 22. Yeah, that's about it. It'll press. We'll press it in anyway. So that'll bore you, but the second verse will be the same as the first. I already faced this thing off and we're boring it now. And I've already started boring on it. So we need basically an 1 3/4 hole. 1 inch, 3/75. No, excuse me. 1 3/8 hole. So that's what the shaft we're using is 1 3/8. And right now we're at a little under 250. So we're under a little bit under we're under 1 1/4 right now. So we'll need to move this. I've already got the indicator out here because obviously all this stuff always don't transfer as good for me. So I'm about 250, so 350 would be 100,000. I'm gonna go 25. That thing got just my 1,000 RPM. If I move it the right way. Sometimes I forget how I need to set my indicator. And I'll give you an example why I do this. On my roughing cut a while ago, I moved the slide 50 thousandths with the indicator. And it was showing about 60 thousandths on the dial, or 60. So you really, it's so difficult to tell where you're at, especially you're trying to get within a thousandths or two or something, unlike something like this. So that's why I do it. It's just the metric screw and the dial don't always match up. And I've started to drill this hole. And what I decided to do is get this spade drill out and use it. Try to save some trouble. Like most things, you only got a stroke on these lathes and you're limited. So what I'm doing is taking a spade drill here and kind of drilling. I already drilled a little bit before I turn the camera on. Now I'm going to push it a little piece in there so I got some stroke. And this way I don't have to remove all this stock with the boring bar. Here. So get a little closer, but not much. I don't have a lot of room here. I can take a tool out, which I'm gonna need to anyway, but hopefully I can touch on through here this time. Oh yeah, we're coming out the end this time. Ah, there we go. We're through it. We're through the part. So that way, that's going to save me a lot of boring. I'm not going to bore you with the boring because you've already seen it. This is a completed shaft assembly with the shaft that I made in one of the videos, and this is the collars and the pieces that go on so far. So I'll probably have to make a collar somewhere along the way here. I ain't decided on all this yet. We'll just see how we mount it. But you can see that the bushings are into the other bushing, and that's turning. So now we just got to make the pieces for the shaft. It's, you know, basically make our bushing pieces for the wheel. And then we got to make another plate for this right here, by the way. Probably will be a foot pedal installation and everything too. So here's, you see how this looks. So for this application and the speed it's going to run, I think this will be just fine. And I sure ain't got $1,200 in the thing neither. Good morning, this is Jim. I've got a little chore I got to do. If you look at my head this morning, you'll see what it is. Gotta go get her hair cut. So that's what we're gonna go do today. And I'll throw this in the slop. I like to throw stuff in the slop like this. And by the time you see this slop, I'll already have announced it. But hey, I got some really great ewes last night. We crossed the 1K mark. Thank God for that. I appreciate every one of yous who've stuck it out here with me. So no further ado, we're going to do a little bit of a road trip this morning. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. This is inside of my personal vehicle, or one of my personal vehicles. This is a 2004 Buick that I own, that belonged to my late mom, and I use it to run around places. And for 2004, it's a fairly low mileage car, but I had some work done a while back, and for some reason this cover panel here, it vibrates, and what it is, the ends are broke off the bottom. So I'm going to see if I can effect the repair, so I've got to get it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm in the shop, and I've got two different pieces here. So I'm not sure what I've got. But I do know that this is one piece right here. Now, we can epoxy this. That'd be one option. So that could be one option, and I'm looking at several. So I'm thinking maybe bend me a piece of aluminum and run it way up in here and fasten it, and I may just leave it on the outside. So what we're going to do first is get us a piece of aluminum. You might even see a piece over here to the side right here, and we're going to figure out what we need to do. We're going to try that. I think that's going to be the best answer. Okay, what I've done here is I've laid out a piece of aluminum, and I actually got a drill for, I don't know, I think it's either 3/16 or 1/4 right now. I'm going to put me a hole in this to check it by, see how this is going to look. Then we'll come back and make it bigger. What I've got is I've got this piece bent. This is the piece I'm going to bolt to the other piece. I don't care if screws stick out, by the way. So what I'm going to do is drill this right now out for a basically a 1032 screw. I got a bunch of them. Then we'll go from there. Okay, now you see I've got this piece, and I'll adjust all this stuff as we go along. But what I'm fixing to do is I'm going to drill through the plastic 2 more spots. We're going to put 3 screws in this. And I got a starter dent, if it'll start. There it goes. Well, the drill slipped a little bit, but I could turn this up a little, which I might just go ahead and do. And we're going to drill it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and drill this other, and then I'll take this screw out, put the clearance holes in. In theory, I could drill this out and rivet it if I really wanted to and use pot rivets, but I decided I wanted to put screws in it. Well, so far, this is the one side. This won't be seen. All this is actually, unless you get up under the dash. So I'm going to go down there and test fit this and see what I need to do to the other side. This is the finished repair in the car. It's still a little loose, but it ain't flopping like it was. And the main reason I could have went ahead and put bracing down the other side, that was just so much broke out, it'd be difficult to get this thing to line up properly. And I had a little bit of trouble getting this side to line, but I did get it together. And I don't know if you can see up under here because it's not much good light, but you can see the piece of aluminum. And if you look real careful, maybe you can see the screws. I'm handheld, and so the screws are right here where my hand is. But considering everything else, this is an 18-year-old car or something of that nature. And you know, these pieces just don't come cheap if you can find them. So this is just my everyday car. It's fairly low mileage, 150,000. So the repair's made, and I think I'll be sad. It's definitely better than what I started. And if I'm not satisfied after I drive it a while, I can always take it back apart and make another piece. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed my pig feeding this week. As you always know that any of my videos, like every YouTube creator, this in here is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Saw Logs Plastic Cups. I hope you enjoyed today's Slop in the Shop, and one of the things I will say is a couple of thanks I need to make here. One of them, I really want to reach out and thank every one of you who are my subscribers. As you know, last week we reached the magical 1K mark. And in the thanks video I produced, I also said that we wasn't going to try to rush into monetization, which is the truth. Monetization is something I'm going to look at when the numbers make sense. And from what I've been told, it's got to be a decent set of numbers. So we'll just play it by ear. Another thing, there will be a 1,000 subscriber drawing. I got to make it, and it'll probably be pursued. You'll probably see some of that in the video. I'll probably wait till after the Christmas holidays before I make it, just because of how busy we tend to be at the holiday season. And it's already getting into early December, and that project's, well, it will be a several day or a week project for me to do, so just the way it takes to make it. With all that being said, I want to thank all of you for subscribing. Thank you if you just stop by and looking at these videos and say, I might be interested. Of course, we always want more subscribers. So with all that being said, I'll thank you for all that coming by. Comments are always welcome. Please comment on the video. And another thing I want to mention about the slops and stuff for the next few weeks, it's going to be a mixture of my project on the tire buffing stand and other things that come through the shop. What it is, the way I'm doing this is the tire buffer has big parts like the shaft or something like that that's going to have a lot of machining to it. Well, those are the projects that makes a good standalone video. Slop might be like this past video where it's a bushing or something like that, that it's not that really enough to make you a video out of. So, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed Slop in the Shop this week. I hope you tell your friends, and especially the people who are not subscribers, if you can get them to come on over. And with all that being said, we'll see you next Wednesday or in the next video we produce. Again, thanks every one of you for getting me over to 1K. And all of you have a great holiday season. And we will see you in the next video.